Hello everybody, welcome back to our podcast. This is episode number 5. Help! We're trying here! This is actually the first time that the three of us coaches are together for this podcast. Can you imagine? It took us number 5, the 5th episode.
It took us a while, right?
The first one I wasn't in.
Yes, correct.
When you guys named this.
Yes.
Yeah.
She goes again.
Okay.
Right. Welcome. This is Human Synergy. Let's do a round of introduction. Let's start with Johan first. Yes, Johan.
Hi, I'm Johan, performance and wellbeing coach.
Yes, and we have.
Hi, I'm Hanaa. I'm a strengths coach.
Right. So we have a performance and well-being coach, Coach Johan, and also a strengths coach, Coach Hanaa. And my name is Sylma. I am a confidence coach. So our topic today is about personal growth. And to be more specific, our topic to this moment is understanding your personal growth. So we're going to dive deep, a little deep, not too deep. Yeah. So that's why we're trying here to talk about what is strengths, how does it connect to strengths, and also well-being as well as confidence. Okay, so let's get started. I would like to ask Coach Hanaa first. What is your opinion about personal growth? What is it about for you?
Right. One of my top strengths is love of learning.
Mm-hmm.
So I am always curious about what I can know more of and increase my skills, and in the sense of growing, to become more knowledgeable, to become wiser, to be kinder, and just be a good and loving human being, to contribute my value to the world. And we cannot stop, or I cannot stop growing in that area, so that I can contribute more and more of my worth to help the world be a better place.
Right. So that is your version, your understanding about personal growth.
Yes.
Right. And what about you, Coach Johan?
For myself, I think it's a bit more personal. I think one of the words that Coach Hanaa used is curious.
Right.
So I like to learn about different things. If I don't understand something, it has to make sense. Otherwise, it seems that sometimes my brain just stops, like, I don't understand. So even you continue talking about it, it just doesn't compute.
Right.
So then what I do is, okay, I'll read up on it, I'll check out YouTube videos about it, I'll ask people about it until I understand more. So for me, it's more of a curiosity. I'm just generally curious about what's happening in the world, how things work. So for me, personal growth is about learning.
Right.
And yeah, that would be not so much about the world also. It's just personal satisfaction, knowing, okay, this is what it means, or this is what I can do now.
Right. Got it.
How
So
about
it's
you?
more personal.
What about you?
Yeah. For me, it is about me being better than I was yesterday. That's what personal growth to me about, and being more aware of what is happening and more present, because sometimes we go through life too automatic, right?
Yes.
The routine. Yeah,
Yes.
because we are in the routine and on a daily basis, so you kind of like it's okay, nothing, right? So I make it a point to be more present and to be aware of what is happening, so that I can digest better and understand better. So that's what personal growth to me all about, being the better me than I was yesterday. So guys, if you are listening to us on Spotify or you're watching us in YouTube, please leave a comment, right? Especially if you're watching us from YouTube. Let us know what is personal growth for you. Yeah? And if you haven't done so, follow us on Spotify. Also come and subscribe in YouTube. Okay, so that we know that we are helping you. So if you want us to talk about something else, any other topic that concerns you, do let us know in the comment section, so that we can address it next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, going back to that, we have a well-being and performance coach and also a strengths coach. Now the question is, how does personal growth connect with that? What do you think about that, Coach Johan?
Ooh. I don't think there's a short answer to it,
Okay,
but
it's okay, we have
let
21
me
minutes.
let me try this. But before that, definitely looking forward to the comments from whoever's watching. because even sitting here, the three of us have different definitions of what
Right.
personal growth means to us. One, Coach Hanaa has a more global view of personal growth. Myself, personal. Yours is just being better than yesterday. You know, and that's interesting to know that even sitting here, three of us. In the same company have different thoughts about it, and I'm curious to know more about what others people think about personal growth.
Yeah.
But bringing it back to well-being, right? And why I said it's not such a simple answer. Let me try to give a story. For example, in well-being, there are generally accepted 8 dimensions. So it's like there's financial, there's career, there's your physical health, your emotional health, etc. I think the important ones here is the one that you find meaning in your life. Why are you here? What do you want to do in your life? So for example, think about a plant. The plant has a role to play in our ecosystem, either give us oxygen, give us food, or even allowing insects to take pollen from it. So does it grow? Yes. It's the seed, once you plant it, it's already ingrained in it to grow. That's its personal growth. It's programmed. It's programmed to grow. All it needs is water, sun, some fertilizers, a good soil, good environment, etc. Right? But it's programmed to grow and perform a function. So bringing that back in, what does things mean to us? And let's say, how do we want to grow? What's our personal growth? What is the goal in our life? What is it about do you want to achieve? And let's say we grow, how do we want people to remember us? So imagine that we're the seed here,
legacy.
right? Yeah. Imagine that we're the seed here. So personal growth could be, how do we grow into the best version of ourselves that is already programmed in us? We just need the proper environment, the fertilizer, water, sun, which is the people around us, the support system around us, and of course internally, like what's programmed inside us already, whether it's curiosity and wanting to change the world or impact the world, being better than yesterday or growing a few inches compared to yesterday. Sideways. Or even for myself, hey, wow, I just broke through the earth. Wow, there's sun. This is a different environment, something curious and just enjoying that moment. That's how I would tie it into well-being. So it's not only growth itself, but it's tied to something bigger than us.
Yes, tied to something bigger than us. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. What about your coach? Personal growth and strengths.
I've never heard Johan describe it like that. A seed, and it's in nature. That seed is programmed to grow into a plant or a flower or a tree, right, or grass. I really resonate with that. In 30 years of marriage, I've never heard him talk about well-being in that way. But the well-being in the 8 dimensions, yes, I have, and we practice it ourselves. I use the language of living the best life, right? Being the best version of myself, in connection to the level 10 life. Right. So I talk about level 10 life more than I do about the 8 dimensions of well-being, but exactly the same, where there's meaning and purpose in the well-being dimension. For me, one of the 8 segments in living a level 10 life is growth, personal growth and learning. And as Johan was talking just now, the thoughts in my mind is, how am I programmed? What am I supposed to grow into? Is it a tree or is it a flower? So I was playing with that. And I guess my sharing here would be, I am very contented already, which is not very good for hustling. For those of you who are still young and hustle, please continue. But where we are in our lives in terms of empowering more people to be the best version of themselves and to live their best lives, if I can speak of Johan as well, I think we are quite happy and peaceful with where we are right now. So personal growth has to be in our knowledge, in our how do we add on to our wanting to help others. So the growth for us would be, what other way can I help more people, right? To live a level 10 life, to have high levels of self-worth, self-esteem, so that we can all perform as how we are programmed to perform.
Right. Both of you are very romantic today. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Not Valentine's Day month already.
Only today.
I love it. Yes. Then how does that connect with knowing your strengths, personal growth and strengths?
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the practicing of living a strengths-based life, I work a lot, as you know, out of the strengths profile from the UK. Capfinity is the company. And with the strengths profile, once you do the test and you get your report, you know what your top strengths are. When we know what our top strengths are, we can maximize those strengths. We acknowledge our weaknesses, but don't worry too much and don't spend energy on weaknesses, okay? When we know our top strengths, let's see what else we can do more of that's easy for us, that comes when we do them, it does not tire us at all. In fact, our energy becomes even more charged up because everything is flowing so nicely, because it's a top strength. And in that sense, doing more of what you're good at leads to even greater personal growth.
Yep.
So when you are in top form, high energy, imagine you can probably overcome many challenges and obstacles in the way of you achieving your best life.
Yes, I agree with that. What do you think?
Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
When we talk about personal growth, do you see it positively or negatively?
Good question. Because sometimes, what is wrong with being comfortable?
Yes, what's wrong? Yeah, exactly.
I was about to go there, but you brought it 2 seconds early. Okay, never mind. Let's go. Yeah. Now, what is the question again?
Do you see when people say personal growth?
Yeah, okay.
Do you think it's
Positive
you see
or
positively or
negative?
negatively?
Okay. So I always live in a fashion that you are the cause of it,
Okay.
not the effect. So not the victim of situation. You create the situation.
Okay.
Now, if it's always comfortable, when do you learn? And I love learning. And the word growth means more, right? So growth means more. So when you are able to learn, for me especially, and when I'm able to be better than I was yesterday, and I am aware that I am better than yesterday, that gives me a sense of satisfaction. Like I've done something good for the day, and as if there's purpose to my being. It's not just me living, eating, sleeping, waking up, doing the same thing all over again. And that's comfortable, yes. But at the same time, it doesn't give my life meaning. So if I'm not growing, meaning learning or being better than I was yesterday, then what is the point of it all? Yeah. I guess it all depends on, what is the word that you use again? Your natural self inside, right? But if you are comfortable with whatever you're doing at the moment, there's nothing wrong with it as well. It all depends on your goal then. What is your goal? What gives your life meaning?
So then I take it you regard personal growth positively.
Yes, that's nice.
That's why you're a coach.
That's why you're so good. Yeah.
Because we can't deny that there are also people out there that are comfortable where they are, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
and they just like things the way it is.
Mm-mm.
But for me, I think the big challenge there is that no matter how comfortable you are, and you don't want to change, things around you change.
Correct.
And if you're not up to it, then it becomes challenging. One example is, I think, what I would remember is that, like my parents, as phones become more complicated from, just a phone where you make a call, a mobile phone where you make a call, then you have the smartphones. And some of my late mother's friends just couldn't catch up, right? It's like, okay, I'm done. I've already learned how to use a dial phone. Now you expect me to use a mobile phone. Now you want me to use a smartphone, like I can go internet, I can do this. There's just a limit. So I'm comfortable using the old dial phone, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of things they lost out in life. Messages, pictures, moments that you could have captured with a camera, for example. Just using that as an example. And in my mother's case, that she embraced the technology and she got so much more out of it, because I think I got my love of learning as well, and this personal growth from her, because she just soaked and absorbed things and wanted to do stuff like that, right? So what I'm putting here is that there's nothing wrong, except that are you prepared when things around you change?
Yeah. Which also brings to the point of confidence.
Yes.
Because if you are not changing with the time, or if you are not growing with the times, your self-esteem will go low.
Yes.
And when your self-esteem is low, whenever there's challenges that happens along the way, you get stressed out faster. And when you get stressed out faster, cortisol level also go up, right? The hormone cortisol also go up. Then you are not well equipped to handle the situation. All because comfortable, all the time comfortable, right? So when you are able to go put yourself just a little bit daily,
out of the comfort
exactly
zone.
out of the comfort zone, it makes your body, it's like a muscle memory that, okay, I went through this before, now I know how to handle it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's why personal growth, this industry itself, it's such a booming industry. Every year people are looking for ways to better themselves, to be confident, to know their strengths, to go ahead and deal with their well-being, right? Mental well-being, because you need to be prepared. I think even if we don't open the conversation about being prepared inside of us, for people who are aware, right? We know that, okay, we need to do something about ourselves, our personality, so that we can be prepared. Yeah, but they don't understand, what am I preparing for?
Yeah, so I think that's a very good point, to be prepared. But I love that you're a confidence coach, because to me, confidence to face up to a challenge also means that if we fail, there's no failure, there's only learning. If we are not so successful in overcoming a certain challenge, even surviving it will build our confidence.
Correct.
And it is the confidence coach that can help point out these things to the person on the journey, on their own life journey, that they cannot see.
Correct.
So thank God for you.
That's why, guys, this session is called Help, We're Trying Here. Because honestly, we are coaches, but we don't have 100% the answers to your journey, whatever you are facing at the moment, right? But we are equipped with the ability to help you see how to move forward in your journey, in your personal growth. Right, so if you need any help from any of us, confidence coach, strengths coach, mental well-being, and also performance coach, right? If you need help from us, we have a one-on-one coaching sessions that we have. You can just go to our website, reemasynergy.com, and then can book a session with us. We can do a discovery call first, and we'll be able to help you see how to help you grow in your journey. Yeah. So that also brings the question: why is it important, personal growth? Which we answered already, because it helps to prepare you.
One
Right?
thing if I can add to
Mm.
what Hanaa mentioned, so prepare you is one thing. She also mentioned the word failure, right?
Yeah.
Because definitely as you grow, there will be things that you learn. It might change some of your thought perceptions. Something that you thought of before might have changed. As you grow, you might also not be successful in certain things,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I mean, as long as you rebound, recover from it, and say,
Yeah.
okay, next time this happens again, what can I do? So from a well-being standpoint, people that challenge themselves to be better than they were yesterday, build more resilience, build more resources for themselves to be able to handle any challenges or obstacles in future, because they've handled it before.
Correct.
And then, like I said, okay, you use the word confidence, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Build up your confidence, build up the resilience, build up, say, hey, I've been here before. And 2 years ago, when I was in this kind of situation, this is what I did. So let me do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Or better.
Or better.
Yes.
Okay. So this is why personal growth is really, really important for well-being, and for you to have good well-being, you need to grow. Don't stay in one place and be comfortable.
Yeah.
So please.
The moment we stop learning or the moment we stop growing is when we die.
Correct.
Yeah.
What's the Chinese saying? 活到老学到老.
Mm.
Right? You live until you're old, you learn until you're old. Direct translation.
Direct, literally.
Literally. Yeah. That also brings to the point of we already talked about what is personal growth,
Yeah.
our own opinion of it, right? And how it affects some strengths, how it connects with well-being and also confidence. Now, what is the telltale signs that you know you have to do something more? You have to get out of your comfort zone. Do you guys have it? Like, you know something is wrong, but you don't know what area. How do I know what do I want to grow more on?
Okay,
Yeah.
being this topic has come up quite often in the last few months, and in my endeavor to reduce the stigma around the topic of depression and suicide, I can publicly share that I've been through depression. And when we go through depression, one of the telltale signs of that is losing hope for the future.
Losing hope.
So in terms of personal growth, if we don't have it and we are going into a hopelessness state, like everything's dark, everything's hopeless, then that is a very strong signal that something is very wrong.
Right.
Because in terms of well-being and functioning in our society well, it is important to have hope for the future.
Yes. Yes. When you say about hope, right? Some people do say hope gives you a false sense of well-being.
Ooh.
Oh.
Play on words.
Yeah, like you're hoping for the best. That's why people say, oh, we want to be assertive, you don't use the word hope. But it is true though, right? When you feel a sense of hope,
Okay.
you are more positive.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
let me
Johan
just
can
let me
talk
just
more
correct
on
that.
this.
Okay. There are two types of hope.
Yes.
One is I think what you mentioned I would categorize as the blind hope. So blind hope would be you wake up and say, I hope today will be a great day, and then you don't do anything else. You just wake up and hope. But if you wake up and say, I hope today will be a great day. So for it to be a great day, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna plan my day. I'm gonna wear my best clothes. I'm gonna take whatever breakfast to give me the energy. So you have actually done something to enable you to have a good day,
Yes.
right? So there are two types of hope in psychology, or even in positive psychology. What we talk about, there are two types of hope. The hope where you actually have a plan and a way to achieve that plan is the hope that we talk about. Yes, definitely. You just say, I hope you get well. Bye bye. that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I hope you get well. Here is some medication that a friend of mine used before, and this helps. And this is the instructions to take it. In a few days, do you mind if I call you again, see whether you did it? If you don't know how, I can make it for you. That's a different kind of hope, right? Yeah. So just let's get that right, lah.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So there's blind hope and the
and hope with
way
action.
and plan. Yes, correct.
Hope with action.
This reminds me of a quote from the Bible. Faith without works is dead.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds very close, yes.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right? You're hoping, but you're not doing anything,
Correct.
and then what? And then you're gonna blame hope.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah?
so true.
Yeah. So faith without works is dead. So if you're hoping about things to be well, you're hoping to be confident, you're hoping to know your strengths, you're hoping to have a awesome mental well-being, but you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, plan it. Have some action. You know, it's
Exactly.
small actions. At least you try to make your day great, for example, or achieve the hope that you want to do.
This also brings to the point of having a goal, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have no goal, then how lah?
Well, people say when you don't have goals, then you're actually not looking what Hanaa used. You're not future looking because you don't care. You're probably also not thinking of personal growth because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm already where I want to be. Basically, you dead in a way, dead inside because you don't want to grow. Yeah.
That brings when you are in that, Hanaa brought up about depression, right? When you are in that state, it's not easy to be able to see, oh, I need to grow,
No.
right? It's
No.
not easy. Then how? What advice do you have for people like that?
So something my daughter Liana said to me when I was taking the antidepressants, when I was taking medication for my depression. I took that medication for 9 months, and it's so taboo in our society, right?
Yeah.
And even at that time while I was taking it, I felt uncomfortable taking it or letting people know I was taking medication. And so I talked about this fear, and she said something to me which I now tell, everybody that I come across who's going through depression and has the same fear about taking medication, which is that a person who is diabetic takes insulin. A person who has broken an arm puts a cast on. A person who has a headache can take Panadol. So someone like us who is going through depression, our brain is not producing the chemicals, or our body is not producing the chemicals of the hormones you mentioned earlier to help us function normally. Then there's nothing wrong with store-bought. Right? So one of the things for anybody who is having some mental health challenges, and if medication can help us function normally, let's get to normal first. Then we can start planning for a more hopeful future, right? Then we can live our best life and be the best versions of ourselves, because it is a fundamental belief of mine that everybody has unique strengths, and everybody, using Johan's words, are programmed to be the best version of themselves.
Correct. Yeah.
If I might add, the challenge here in depression is that decision making is made in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the brain is already in a situation where it's impaired.
Yes.
For example, I use the word impaired because challenge. Using the word like diabetic and insulin and all that. So making the decision to even take medication or seeking help is already challenging for somebody that's is in the midst of depression.
It's already a big decision to make.
Correct.
Yeah, huge.
It's not as simple as what you heard here. We understand that.
Yeah.
But in this moment, or there are moments where you will have some closer to normalcy. You can think a bit clearer. In those moments, go and seek help, and do take medication. There's nothing wrong with medication,
Yeah.
but we do accept that it's not an easy decision.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not an easy decision, and I think for me is that if we are at the point of having the question in our minds, do I need help? Am I in a state that if somebody helps me, I can be better?
Yeah.
Then there's the other question, do I want to be better?
Yeah.
Right, so if we can have that awareness or that question forming, then that is the start of recovery
Yeah.
or
Sure.
getting better.
Sure. Now, we keep hearing the word get help, 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 help. It's not easy for some people to get help. They think that they are a burden. I would love for everybody who thinks that way to stop for a minute, right? And put yourself first. Because you are important. You are important to the people around you. It's just that there are times that you forget that you are important. And when you forget that you're important, you don't put yourself first. When you don't put yourself first, you don't ask for help. So you need to remember that you are important. Okay? That, as cheesy as it sounds, but loving yourself is, when you are able to love yourself, then you are able to see that you are important.
Yes.
So getting help is not a weakness. It's not at all, but it is putting yourself first because you are important. Yeah? So just take a moment, remind yourself that you are important. When you need help, when you feel that something is wrong, either here or here, there's always help out there.
Yeah.
Please do remember that. Okay? So if you need help in understanding your strengths, we have Coach Hanaa. You need help in mental well-being or performance, we have Coach Johan. You need help in being more confident, there's me, Sylma, here. Okay? So how do you get in touch with us? Just go to our website, rimasynergy.com, and you'll be able to have a slot with us. We can talk it out. We can help you find what is it that you want to do in your life. Okay? Do not be embarrassed about getting help because you are important.
Yeah.
Okay? So yeah, we are about to come to an end of our podcast session. Right? Do you guys have any last words or advice for anybody who's listening to us? You okay?
Just a bit.
You are
I
important.
forgot my water.
Yes. Anything?
Last words.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you brought personal growth
Mm.
and then related it to depression,
Mm.
but definitely they are linked because if you are facing certain mental challenges, why do you want to even grow?
Yeah.
But I think taking from what you said, Sylma, I think the best we can do and the best that we should do is that we're better than we were yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in any way. Okay, so even if we're having mental challenges, just as long as we move an inch or being better than yesterday, that's good enough.
Yeah.
You're growing. Okay. And growing helps us in our well-being later on as we face more and more challenges, because definitely now with the world changing so fast and technology moving so fast, and so many things are changing. It's such a volatile world. Our mental capacity, our mental health is very, very important.
Yeah.
So grow as much as we can. Just focus on being better than you were yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very good.
that's all I want to say.
Thank you very much, Coach Johan. What about you, Coach Hanaa?
Final thoughts. I don't know how we went from personal growth to depression.
Very
as
deep,
well.
very deep.
But I think there's also not only hype about personal growth, but there's also been more people saying negative things about personal development, rah-rah, it's not helpful, it's
Right.
so temporary, etc. But we are here of the school of thought that personal growth is so important to our well-being, to living our best lives, being the best version of ourselves. We will keep saying that because we all, in one way or another, on that same page.
True.
So my final thoughts is, it's a great thing. Please, if you've never embraced personal growth before, and this is the first time you're hearing about personal growth being discussed, then I really encourage you to, maybe give us a call and just explore further.
Yeah.
Can I just add one more thing?
Of course,
Just
you
to
can.
clarify, right? Personal growth.
Yeah.
I think we should also clarify what it is. It can be anything.
Yeah.
For me, it's a love of learning. So personal growth can be learning some new skill, reading a new book, or getting knowledgeable about a certain subject. Okay. It can even be personal growth can also be, let's say, in exercise, you walk further or ran faster, lifted more weights than you did yesterday. It can even be that you learn a skill. Today you don't know how to stitch, tomorrow you know how to stitch.
I did that with crochet.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's from YouTube.
don't know how to cook, tomorrow you can fry an egg. That's personal growth.
Yeah, it is.
All of these things,
Yes.
because then you are learning new things and having new skills.
Yeah.
And that opens up new new things in your brain.
Yeah.
Neural
New
pathways.
pathways, exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
New pathways in your brain that allows you to have more thoughts. So that's what personal growth is. So doesn't have to be big things, okay?
Yeah.
Just wanted to
It
share
doesn't
that.
have to be big things, definitely. Personal growth is about understanding who you are. I said it so many times. The longest relationship you have in your entire life is with yourself. If you do not understand who you are through the journey of personal growth, then what are you going to be?
Why?
What? Right? Yeah, it just makes sense that way. I let us know, guys, what are your thoughts on this. Leave it down in the comment section. Yeah. So
And
today's
your
topic.
final thoughts?
Oh yeah, my final thoughts. Right. Personal growth definitely is important. As you heard from Coach Hanaa and Coach Johan, it doesn't have to be a big thing, and very true also, Coach Hanaa. I don't know how did I relate personal growth to depression just now, but I think it's because it is happening to a lot of people around us as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Be it students, I think students are the most pressured. Yeah, and also young adults, you are very pressured into thinking about your future, what you want to do, what you want to become, right? So guys, as long as you are okay from who you were yesterday, being aware that you need to grow, that is already personal growth. It doesn't have to be so big, because doing small things every single day will result in a bigger thing. Okay. At the end of the year, you will see, this is where I've started and this is who I've become now. Won't you be so proud of yourself? Right? You will have that satisfaction, that feeling of, wow, I've come so far. And that will give you confidence. So that is what personal growth is to me. And that's also why I think I wanted to talk a bit about depression just now, because there's so many people that needs help. So put yourself first. Okay, you are important. Remember that you are important, not just the people around you. If we lose you, then what about the people around you? Wouldn't they feel very sad that they have lost you? Yeah. So yes, our topic today: understanding your personal growth.
Yeah.
Okay. If you need help, come and contact us. We will be able to reach out to you. We will be able to help you see what needs to be done next.
We try together.
We try together. That's why help. We're trying here. Okay, we try to get together. So once again, we have
Johan here.
yes, and also
Hanaa.
and I am Sylma, and this is our 5th episode of Help. We're trying here. So we will see you again next month. Bye.
Bye.
See you.